Playing conference college football. Today it's the Nebraska Wesleyan University Prairie Wolves hosting the Tigers of Dakota Wesleyan. This game is made possible by Lincoln Electric System. Use LES to save more. Union Bank. You belong here. And Nebraska Wesleyan University, where experience is the difference. Your experience.
Hard to believe it is early November in southeast Nebraska, but the weather today making it a very interesting matchup here for the Nebraska Wesleyan Prairie Wolves as they take on the Tigers from Dakota Wesleyan. Hello, everyone. I'm Jeff Moats. Glad to have you here on 21 Sports along with Lucas Moorman today. Nebraska Wesleyan, for the first time since 2008, looking to make it 4 straight victories in a season, again since 2008, so it's been at least 4 seasons since they've accomplished that feat. But one thing that's been working out for them is a new quarterback in the starting spot, and that's Tyler Francis, who's been 3-0 so far.
Yeah, it's been perfect since he's taken over. He's completed 69% of his passes for 622 yards, 5 touchdowns, including 3 last week against Briar Cliff in the win. Also, defensively for Nebraska Wesleyan, Cody Eiler, the senior, 3 interceptions 2 weeks ago in the win over Concordia, and they'll look to make Dakota Wesleyan one-dimensional, hopefully in the passing attack, as they got a tough runner against Josh Enders, number 4 in the nation.
And with more on Dakota Wesleyan, we bring in our third member of the broadcast team today, Brandon Axamid, who will be on the sidelines this afternoon. Brandon?
Guys, as you mentioned, the star player for the Dakota Wesleyan Tigers is none other than Josh Enders. He leads the conference and is 4th in the nation, as you mentioned, averaging 138 rushing yards per game. He has 3,131 career rushing yards, only needs 20 here this afternoon to break the Dakota Wesleyan career record. On top of that, he's 192 yards away from a single season record with 2 games left to go in the season. He's 2nd in the career list all time for Dakota Wesleyan scoring and is 5th in the nation in all-purpose yards per game. We should have a great matchup between the 2nd-ranked rush defense of the Prairie Wolves and the offensive juggernaut of Enders here today.
Brandon, thank you very much. And coming into this game, it is senior day. 13 seniors being recognized here at Abel Stadium, playing their final home game for the Prairie Wolves. And one thing to keep in mind, too, in this particular matchup, Nebraska Wesleyan against Dakota Wesleyan here in Lincoln, 7-0. Stick around. We got the kickoff for you here. It is the Prairie Wolves and the Tigers, Nebraska Wesleyan and Dakota Wesleyan, coming up after this on 21 Sports. And we welcome you back here to Abel Stadium, Nebraska Wesleyan University here on 21 Sports. Glad to have you here for GPAC football this afternoon as we get you ready for the kickoff here between the Tigers and the Wolves. And here we go. End-over-end kick here. And Cody Eiler picks it up at about the 7-yard line and takes it on the return along the near side up to the 30. And finally tackled from behind, out of bounds, around the 40-yard line. They'll mark him at about the 41 perhaps. But a good return for Cody Eiler, the senior, playing in his final home game today against Dakota Wesleyan.
Right off the bat, you see the impact of Cody Eiler. Great field position to start for this Nebraska Wesleyan offense, which has kind of found its rhythm here in the last 3 games with Tyler Francis at the helm. And, you know, they're even approaching passing completions in a season. They're 19 away from setting a school record for passing completions, normed primarily as a running team.
First pass play from scrimmage intended for Jordan Delbaugh goes incomplete. And there you see the offense in the backfield. Again, Tyler Francis, sophomore quarterback. Delbaugh with him in the backfield too. Larson, Pieper, and Clausen. Those are your receivers. The line looks like this. Barteldis, Westfall, Armstrong, Beebe, and Byerly making up that line on offense for the Prairie Wolves. Here we go, 2nd and 10. This is from their own 40-yard line. Slot on the right, 2 receivers right, 1 split to the near side. And it's a handoff, and it is Dustin Bryant who takes the carry and crawls ahead to about the 44-yard line and picks up 4 yards on the play. There you see the defensive lineman, Engelfeld, among those on that line. There's Mawson over there, Cervantes, one of the linebackers as well. Bergmeyer, McManus among the defensive backs for Dakota Wesleyan. 3rd, and we'll call it 6. This is from the 44. Tyler Francis out of the gun. Dropping back, toss over here to the near side to Delbaugh, goes incomplete. coverage, though, that time for Dakota Wesleyan. That was Matt McManus, who was right on the receiver, Jordan Delbaugh.
Dakota Wesleyan came with a blitz that time. A little pressure for Tyler Francis. You see him talking over there on the sidelines, trying to iron things out. Had Delbaugh, but I think some of the fans may have wanted a pass interference on an excellent day here. 48 sunny and just a little bit of breeze now and then. Couldn't ask for more for the first week of November, that's for sure.
So here is Kelby Vandenberg to punt. And it will take a bounce at the 22. Quickly picked up and returned by Arthur Brown. And Brown is stopped at the 15-yard line. So Dakota Wesleyan, who at one point was in the top 25.
Yeah, started the season, preseason ranked team the first couple weeks. Lost a few close ones.
So they will put 2 wideouts to the far side, 1 split near side. And the quarterback is John Bain. Drop back pass is complete. Receiver that time from Dimitri Fahey. And he takes it ahead to the 21-yard line on that pickup of about 7. There you see the offensive backfield. As I mentioned, the quarterback, John Bain. There you see the receivers, Dirksen, Fahey, and Brown. The offensive line, Whitty, Erickson, Block, Little among them for Dakota Wesleyan. Second, and we'll call it 4. This is from the 21. Arthur Brown in that slot in the left side in motion. And it's Andrus who takes it and picks up about 2 yards to the 23-yard line. His forward progress was limited that time by the Prairie Wolf defense.
Well, it's going to be tough sledding for Enders up front. And part of it, that defensive line, you're looking at right there, Latimer, Walton, Tukolsky, all doing a great job. And then those linebackers able to fill. Kotzer is going today, a little banged up. Reeves has been having a nice couple games last time, causing some fumbles and turnovers. But that front 4 for Nebraska Wesleyan, Walton, Latimer, they're those guys that have really been the glue that holds this defense together. Second in the nation against the run, so it'll be tough sledding here for Endress.
Only allowing 65 yards on the ground per game. Bain in the pocket. Jennings on his heel, forcing him deep in the pocket in the end zone, and he has to throw it out of bounds. And Cody Eiler tried reaching up to maybe try to grab that pass, but Bain felt the pressure coming in. David Jennings was leading the charge that time.
And that's exactly what Nebraska Wesleyan wants to do. They want to make John Bain throw it, and that's not to say that Bain isn't a very sound quarterback. Here you see him giving chase. Airs it out, throws it out of bounds. Eiler tries to go and get it, but Bain's very capable back there. He's nearly setting school records for passing yards himself, set it for yards in a season. Pressure comes this time.
Here's the punt from Derek Carlson. Takes a bounce across the 50, and Dakota Wesleyan will mark it. And they will put it at about the 47-yard line. That's where Wesleyan will have it on their second drive of the game.
You just finished that thought, Jeff. You know, the Bain, very capable, but they would rather that Dakota Wesleyan pass for 300 yards against them than get Endress going and have him rumble for his 120, 130 yards. He's really, when he's running downhill and running for 4 or 5 yards a pop, that's when Dakota Wesleyan is really tough to stop. And they'd rather take their chances with their secondary, and Eiler and Kotzer dropping back in the linebacker spot and things like that against the passing attack of Dakota Wesleyan.
Francis handing it off to Dustin Bryant, tries to cut to the outside, but taken down that time by Dustin Bergmeyer of Dakota Wesleyan, who was able to read where Bryant was heading. And Bergmeyer makes a stop. As you take a look at this again on the replay.
And they're going to try and pound the running game. That time Bryant was unable to get outside, but Dakota Wesleyan last in the conference against the run, so they give up some rushing yards. And got to think Nebraska Wesleyan is going to try and establish that run game early. Even though with Tyler Francis, they have put it in the air more often than not. They're crowding the box now, Dakota Wesleyan.
Delbaugh and Davis are the wideouts near side as Francis drops back. Looks to throw, pass incomplete. Looked like Brooks Earhart was the intended target that time for the Prairie Wolves. Again, Francis in his 4th straight start this season
And he's been very efficient since taking over, completing almost 70% of his passes. That's all you can ask a guy to do. 620 yards, 5 touchdowns, had 3 last week. Also had a rushing touchdown last week, counted for 4 of the scores in the win over Briar Cliff. Some of his favorite targets, Bryant last week was the leading receiver, and then Delbaugh over the middle. Easy to lose Delbaugh, and they find him a lot.
Francis looking to throw here on 3rd down, up the middle, and Pieper with a diving catch and a first down for Nebraska Wesleyan. They will mark it at the 22-yard line of Dakota Wesleyan, and Francis again likes to air it out, and that time Pieper made the catch.
Take a look here. They did bring some pressure. Francis steps up. Pieper able to go and get that one. It was thrown just maybe a little ahead of him, but is able to adjust his route, bring it back towards the sideline, and make the catch. A big gainer for a first down from Francis. Dakota Wesleyan, like I say, brought 2 on the blitz that time and was one-on-one with Pieper over the middle, and they were able to hook up.
Francis will send 2 wideouts near side, 1 far side. Francis pump fakes once. In fact, he'll take it, has enough time to throw. And Jordan Delbaugh, how about that for a grab? The little guy went out as a wide receiver to the far side, picks up about 9 on that pass, about a yard short of the first down.
Francis makes this happen with his feet, has the pump fake, then a little pressure, gets the defense to pull up and commit a little bit. Great job by Delbaugh, though, to hang on, takes a hit. That's kind of been his MO all season. He'll catch that pass over the middle, take a hit for you, hang on to the ball. Great possession-type receiver, despite his vertically challenged stature, let's say.
2nd and about a yard here for the Prairie Wolves. It's a toss to Bryant, and Bryant is stopped back at the 15-yard line. So about a 2-yard loss on the play.
Engelfeld was one of the first guys there.
And we got an injured Tiger on the field.
Looks like that's Jeff Mason.
So a timeout on the field with 10:17 to go here in this first quarter. We're scoreless. Back after this on 21 Sports.
It's just surprising when I walk in how much it feels like home, even though we've only been here a month.
Having a baby is a definite lifestyle change. Grayson's the boss around here.
We moved in 2 days before he was born. Union Bank really helped us. They were so personable. They really got to know our story and care that we needed to get into the house before the baby was born.
We're starting a family and developing our lives together in a place that we can call home.
Your life is what you make of it. In Lincoln, some are making it fun, some are making it successful, others are making it vibrant, refreshing, economical, creative, interesting. They're making Lincoln home. So, make it young, make it a family, make it a booming career, make it whatever makes you happy. Make your life right in Lincoln.
Hi, this is Ryan with LES's Save Money, Saving Energy. Did you know that proper insulation levels can help reduce your heating and cooling costs? You can check your attic insulation level with this very advanced high-tech tool called a ruler. Make sure you have 14 to 16 inches of insulation for maximum energy efficiency. It'll help reduce drafts and allow your heating and cooling systems to not have to work so hard. Think of it as saving money by the inches, $1, $2, $3, you get the idea. For more ways to save, visit les.com today. See you next time.
Dr. R.E. Cycle here with a simple but important message. Recycling starts at home. That's right, it's up to you to take the first step. Setting up a home recycling system is easy, and you don't need much space. Find out how at recycle.lincoln.ne.gov. Recycling is good for our community and our planet, and you don't need to be a genius like me to get started. So do the right thing, the recycle thing.
There you see Jeff Mason. He is being carried off or carted off by the training staff here at Nebraska Wesleyan as he suffers what may be a severe leg injury of some kind. They did get the air cast out. We'll try to follow up on that to see how serious it is. When they get an air cast out, you know it's not good.
And it's not good for Dakota Wesleyan either way. Third leading tackler, Mason, so big loss for them. Hopefully he's all right. They get them off the field and able to take a look at it. But Nebraska Wesleyan threatening here on third down.
Here's a pass by Francis over the middle, goes incomplete. And Brooks Earhart was the intended target. Good coverage, though, from Dakota Wesleyan that time, which happened to be Matt McManus.
A couple times McManus in on some breakups early as Francis tried to hit him over the middle. So we'll see if they either decide to go for it here. You're looking at about a 32-yard field goal attempt.
If they go for it.
But it looks like Francis out there on fourth and call it a long 3.
So they'll go for it here on fourth down. Wide out on each side. Delbaugh lined up in the slot on the left. Here is Francis looking to throw. Pass complete to Bryant coming out of the backfield. Dives ahead. Did he get the first down?
I don't think so.
I don't think
he's
he
going to
did.
be about 2 yards shy.
Yep. So Dakota Wesleyan gets a big stop. And so the Prairie Wolves on downs will give the ball back to the Tigers. Let's take a look at this again. There you see Francis. And
in the last 2-3 weeks, they've had a lot of success with those short routes out of the backfield, kind of not accounting for the back. But this time you see 2 Dakota Wesleyan Tigers right there to wrap him up, stop him short. So the gamble early doesn't pay off. Instead of a Lorraine field goal, you try and pick up the first down. Tigers take over. Bain back out there, but a long field to go, and you trust your defense at this point. I mean, your defense has been the backbone all season long, so back them up in their own territory.
Here's a handoff to Endress, and Endress around the 15 takes it ahead to about the 18-yard line. Let's head downstairs, check in with Brandon. Brandon?
Guys, Josh Endress is not the only offensive weapon this Dakota Wesleyan team has. Quarterback John Bain has thrown for just under 1,700 yards coming into this game, and he's also a couple records just shy, including a total offensive record and a passing record. He only needs 158 yards passing and only 324 more yards total offense to be the Tigers' all-time leader in those categories. Watch out for him as well.
All right, Brandon, thanks. And Bain on that last play may have eclipsed that mark. Again, he came in with 1,699 yards heading into today's matchup. Swing pass, far side.
Double pass.
It's a double pass downfield. They'll air it out, and it goes incomplete. Cody Eiler with the coverage that time on the intended target, Derek Carlson, as they go from the swing pass over to Steven Batista. And Batista looks downfield for Carlson. There you see it again here on the replay.
Well, the senior, Cody Eiler, pretty good position there, able to go up, joust with it, bring it away. The senior stayed true there, didn't bite on the play fake, the swing pass out. And Clausen, one of the favorite targets. He has the most receptions, not necessarily the most yards, but they line him up in a lot of different positions for the Tigers.
Little play action here from Bain. Short toss. Arthur Brown gets it. He's on the near sideline and finally ran out of bounds at about the 43-yard line, and a first down for Dakota Wesleyan.
Arthur Brown with a little speed after the catch there. Just a drag route across the formation. Got some field in front of him.
Take a look at this again. There you see Brown on that reception, and now at midfield at the 43.
Brown averages 9.2 yards per catch coming into the contest, so more than his average there.
Endress is bear hugged and tackled, taken down by Taylor Tukolsky, the junior from Firth, former Norris Titan.
That's exactly what Nebraska Wesleyan wants to do. They want to slow Endress. That's the focus. Take away that running attack and make John Bain throw the ball. They'll take a few big plays in the passing game as long as they don't result in scores, but they want to slow this rushing attack down, and they want to do it primarily with that front four. Coach Kroom said all week they want to play fast, flow to the football, and they're able to do that more, and that front four gets some pressure and dominates up front.
Pass complete to Carlson. Cody Eiler with a big tackle there, but Carlson manages to pick up about 4 yards on that reception to the 47-yard line.
Sure tackle by Cody Eiler coming up from his corner spot. The senior, textbook tackle there for Eiler in his last home game here. Had a big outing last time they were here at home against Concordia. 3 picks on the day 2 weeks ago. And we mentioned Kotzer. He's out there, but he's a little dinged up. He's padded up pretty heavy playing with the injury gutting through it here on Senior Day.
Bain looks to throw, and it's caught on the far side of the 45-yard line in Prairie Wolf territory. It was Dimitri Fahey with the catch.
And it's a highlight reel one here. Long pass for Bain. Take a look. He has it, goes to the turf, bobbles it, able to secure it. Nice catch by Fahey.
That's good concentration on his part, too.
That's a tough throw. That's a tougher throw than you think for Bain. That's a long ways on those cross-field passes like that. He's looked through his progression zone and found Fahey, who bailed him out with the highlight reel catch.
Bain hands it off Andrus, trying to get it behind a blocker, but takes it ahead. And tackled from behind at about the 42-yard line of Nebraska Wesleyan. Phil Latimer over there to make the stop. Had some help right around him, too. Big stop coming in there, that time Spencer Fecht. So it's second and we'll call it 7 here from the 42 of Wesleyan.
During this 3-game winning streak, Prairie Wolves holding their opponents just 1.5 yards per rush. You got about 2, maybe 3 that time, but against the number 4th rusher in the nation.
Long pass downfield from Bain, and it's incomplete. And the intended target was Fahey once again. Coverage that time from Eric Richards of Nebraska Wesleyan.
You know, as you scout Dakota Wesleyan, one of the things they like to do, they like to go downfield in their passing game. Some long passes. They'll go to Carlson, try and go to Brown now and then, but they would prefer those types. A lot of times they'll toss it up, let Carlson try and go get it, as he's a nice target for them. But the short game not really utilize a whole lot of the Tigers. We've seen a couple short crossing routes, but they'll try and take advantage of big chunks through the air.
3rd and 7. Bain again in the pocket. Complete to Brown, far side, and Richards wraps him up and bear hugs him, puts him out of bounds at the 31-yard line. So the yard markers move downfield. Dakota Wesleyan so far sustaining this drive.
John Bain, another hookup with his favorite target on the year, Brown, now has over 40 catches this season. Moves the chains again, and it's been the passing game so far for Dakota Wesleyan that's been successful. You know, Endress yet to get rolling, but Bain has shown that he can carry him through the air. And something was funny there.
Yeah, penalty flags come out. It was almost like that it's a false start. It was almost like a kind of a wild.
On the offense. 5-yard penalty.
It was almost like they were setting up kind of a wildcat a little bit in that direct snap to Andrus. But with Bain not necessarily making the call. So 1st and long, back at the 36. Brown in motion. Bain in the pocket. Walton after him, throws the ball, and it goes out of bounds, incomplete anyway, as the ball was dropped. It was more of a tip drill for those guys. So Bain throws an incompletion. Dakota Wesleyan up in Mitchell, South Dakota. Of course, Mitchell, South Dakota, known for the Corn Palace. So if you go all
one of the
way
longer
north,
trips in the GPAC as well. One of the teams, I know these southern teams, they kind of always dread that trip up to the world's only, home of the world's only, Corn Palace.
Right off Interstate 90. Second and long here again. Pressure on, short screen toss, broke it up, incomplete. And it's Russell Walton who broke that play up.
Walton got a hand on it. They tried to get that screen. He was all over that, blew that play up. And then I thought that Brandon Reeves was maybe going to pick that one off the tip play from Walton. You know, Jeff, Walton, we know the senior, the preseason NAL American. We don't maybe call his name as much as we did last year. And I think we just forget how often he gets double teamed. If you just take a minute, you just look at that line play. Man, Russell Walton is putting up with a double team almost every time. And that really lets, Latimer and Tukolsky and those guys make some plays. But Walton putting up good numbers against double teams.
Bain in trouble, needs to run out, penalty flag thrown. Short toss to Andrus, gets it. He's to the 25, knocked out of bounds short of the 20. But the penalty flag thrown out in the backfield. And this could be a holding penalty against Dakota Wesleyan.
I got to think that's...
On the offense, number 60, 10-yard penalty.
Nathan Little was the one guilty of the holding penalty, so that will be moved back. And they'll mark it down back at the 46 of Wesleyan. So first down marker is at the 21. The ball spotted at the 46-yard line in Prairie Wolf territory.
Well, so far all this pressure, Jeff, coming with just the rush of the 4-down linemen. We haven't seen any blitzes from Nebraska Wesleyan yet, and Coach Kroom said that's one thing he doesn't want to have to do. He feels more content just letting his front four get to the quarterback in passing situations, really lets his linebackers flow to the ball faster.
Swing toss by Bain. It is complete to Michael Brown. And Brown takes it down to about the 41-yard line. And that'll bring up fourth down, and the punting unit coming out here for the Tigers. What looked promising for Dakota Wesleyan ends up being a loss and another 3-and-out. The holding penalty did not help.
Holding penalty just really kind of shot that drive in the foot, Jeff.
Things went south from there. It's a running rugby-style punt that goes out of bounds. And the Prairie Wolves have the football again. Dakota Wesleyan, home of the Corn Palace up in Mitchell, South Dakota. In fact, that's where they play their basketball games up there, too. And with more about that, here's Brandon.
Guys, as you mentioned, Mitchell, South Dakota is the home of the Dakota Wesleyan Tigers. They are crazy about the corn. The high school mascots are the Colonels. Their radio call station letters are KORN. We have a quiz question for you about the Corn Palace. Do you know what year that the Corn Palace was first built?
That's a good question.
I've been to the Corn Palace numerous times, but I've never researched the history, I guess, of the Corn Palace. Always been there to do some games and doing basketball games at the Corn Palace. It's always a fun view. You get to sit on the ends up in almost like the big booths if you're looking something on the stage. There's a stage in there as well if you've been there. I have a funny story I'll share about that. We'll get you that trivia answer later this quarter as well.
2nd and 2. Hand off Bryant. And he dodges a couple of tackles, stumbles ahead, picks up the first down, stopped at the 29-yard line.
Good yards after contact there, fighting forward. Bryant last week led the team rushing and in receiving yards. 85 yards on the ground, one of the higher totals all season for Nebraska Wesleyan running back. In fact, in the last couple of years, they've kind of been running back by committee. Bryant has kind of stepped up and answered the bell in that running back department this season. He's been the guy to carry the load most of the time for Nebraska Wesleyan.
From the 29, 1st and 10. Delbaugh motion, handoff instead to Bryant. And Dakota Wesleyan quickly in there to make the stop. Tackle made by that time by Anthony Cervantes.
And he's a returning all GPAC player for Dakota Wesleyan.
About 1 yard picked up on the play. Up at the 30. Also some changes coming up here at Abel Stadium, and we'll talk about later on. Shovel pass ahead from Tyler Francis. And a quick wrap up that time across the 30 at about the 33-yard line.
Royce Earhart, one of the first guys in there on that defensive line. Both defensive this afternoon really getting to the ball quickly, flying around. Black and blue shirts of Dakota Wesleyan. Just a three-man defensive front. They do sneak some linebackers up now and then. You had that big nose guard, 93 out there, Matt Tuttle, almost 6'2", 295 pounds.
Francis on 3rd down, tossed to Delbaugh, and Delbaugh is stopped. Tackled that time by Dustin Berkmeyer. 4th down, and the Prairie Wolves will have to punt.
Good job by Dakota Wesleyan this time. They bring pressure and then one-on-one on the outside with Delbaugh. That's a tough tackle to make, but Dustin Bergmeyer able to bring Delbaugh down. As if Delbaugh gets loose there, he might be able to get to that first down stick, but good sure open field tackle that time after the blitz up the middle.
Vandenberg with the punt. Brown gets it at the 33. He'll try to return it, but Seth Wardeen on him. Brown trying to maneuver out of trouble and finally tackled at the 30.
You see Wardeen right there, after he turned the play back around, kept with it. And Brown kind of carrying it like a loaf of bread out there. Take a look at the end of the run here. Wardeen has the right idea. Comes back and he's going to try and strip this one free as everyone's trying to tackle Brown. A little more sure of that football, especially in those return situations. In an evenly matched contest like today, one big turnover or a costly penalty could be the difference.
So from the 30, 1st and 10. Bain, pass complete to Fahey. Eric Richards meets up with him and forces him out of bounds at the 20, make that 36-yard line.
And we've seen Fahey make a couple catches, Brown with a couple catches. Clausen, the tight end slot / wide receiver, he's really a do-everything kind of guy for him. He's kind of been shadowed by Cody Eiler. They kind of make sure that Eiler's always on his side of the field. Maybe not locked up in man coverage, but that was something they wanted to make sure this afternoon. If Clausen was out there, that Eiler was on his side of the field.
Andrus takes the handoff, gets about 4 to the 40-yard line and a first down.
Might be the biggest gain of the afternoon by Andrus.
Time about to wind out here, and the first quarter comes to a close. Through one, we're scoreless between the Prairie Wolves and the Tigers here on 21 Sports.
Your life is what you make of it. In Lincoln, some are making it fun. Some are making it successful. Others are making it vibrant, refreshing, economical, creative, interesting. They're making Lincoln home. So, make it young. Make it a family. Make it a booming career. Make it whatever makes you happy. Make your life right in Lincoln.
Jeff Moats, Lucas Moorman, Brandon Axemet, and our entire 21 Sports crew, and we head down to Brandon, who's got an injury update for us. Brandon?
Guys, as you saw earlier in that first quarter, a player went down for Dakota Wesleyan, and that was Jeff Mason. I was watching him. He got carted off the field, and he has since left Abel Stadium. An ambulance pulled up in the parking lot. He had the air test on, and they took him away. They couldn't give him enough medical assistance here. It didn't look too serious. They didn't have the flashing lights or anything, but we all hope the best for him. As you mentioned, he's one of the 3 leading tacklers. He's definitely going to be missed on the Tigers' defense.
So here on 1st and 10, pass to Fahey, far side, across the 50, and tackled at about the 49-yard line by Eric Richards. And Spencer Fecht had a hand and eye stop, too, on Dimitri Fahey, who makes the catch and gives Dakota Wesleyan a first down.
Dakota Wesleyan in that first quarter was limited to just 11 yards on the ground. They did get 67 through the air. So Nebraska Wesleyan, the Prairie Wolves, doing what they want to do, kind of sticking to their game plan, slow down the rushing attack, make them earn it through the air.
So 2 receivers here to the near side, 1 in the slot actually, 1 to the far side. Brown in motion now on a counter to the far side, and penalty flag thrown, and stop right at the line of scrimmage at the 49-yard line.
Well, this one might come back too. Let's listen in.
We do have
holding
a little blooper rag
on the offense, number 72.
I think that one was that time Erickson was trying to slow down Latimer. And Latimer just took a look. Looked like he was going to make the tackle, and then all of a sudden his body completely changed his direction. So an easy call for the referee in the backfield that time for Erickson, a little too much jersey.
So 1st and long. Back at the Dakota Wesleyan 41. Bain over the middle. Complete to Brown. Back into positive yardage. And takes it down to the 42-yard line of Nebraska Wesleyan, about 3 short of the first down.
Over the middle that time, just getting free in between the coverage. Wardine comes up, makes the tackle. But when they have got passing yards, they've been in bigger chunks, 12 to 20-yard passes on the afternoon so far.
2nd and 3. Loose football, fumble on the play, bad exchange, but it looks like Bain jumped on top of it and recovered the ball. So between him and Endress, there was a communication error there by both players. Let's take a look at this again.
Kind of a zone read or a counter there, and yeah, just off the hip of Endress that time, and Russell Walton about a half a step from having a fumble recovered. And that's something Wesleyan's been doing during this 3-game winning streak is forcing some turnovers. The 3 interceptions against Concordia, a couple fumbles last week, so 5 seconds to snap it here.
Down to 2, they finally get the snap. Bain to Brown at the 41, inside the 40, and tackled up that time, doubled up and tackled around the 37-yard line. Stopped Bay by Michael Hittner. Also Reeves over there to help out in the tackle as well.
That time, Dakota Wesleyan almost took a page right out of the Nebraska Wesleyan playbook as they just left one of their slot backs kind of leak out into the flat. Short pass, picks up decent yardage after the catch, moves the chains. So despite the holding penalty, they are able to move the sticks, get a first down, continue their march.
Andrus with the handoff. Russell Walton right from behind takes him down at about the 35. The one thing that Wesleyan done, as you've alluded to already, they've been stopping the run from Andrus. The one thing that has not been working is maybe the pass coverage a little bit, because we've seen completions made by Arthur Brown, even Dimitri Fahey a few times for big gains.
Well, and I think that's something Coach Kroom is, some of his notes from the week, he kind of alluded to the fact that, hey, we may give up some passing yards, and we're okay with that as long as we don't give up points. A little screenplay.
Brown with reception. He's inside the 30, picks up the first down, and forced back down. Hittner and Reeves and a few other Prairie Wolves make the stop. They'll mark his forward progress, though, at the 24-yard line.
They tried to run the same play earlier, a wide receiver screen towards the inside, but Michael Brown made one-man miss that time, and he was able to pick up first down yardage. Used his speed, ran right by the first tackle, and then it took 3 white shirts to bring him down as the Tigers moving closer and closer to the red zone.
So 1st and 10 from the 24. There's Bain. Rolling near side, keeping it, and being forced out of bounds. Michael Hittner comes up, meets up with him, and just runs him out. And no gain on the play, still at the 24.
Bain just mobile enough, has a little bit of speed. They'll get him a run here or there, but not a dual threat guy by any means. He's a pure passer.
6'4", 185 pounds is Bain. Got pretty good height to be a quarterback, especially at this level. Little play action here. Pressure's on and a sack. And it's Latimer who comes running in with the stop.
I'll tell you what, Phil Latimer that time too, he exploded through the hole there and then just reached out and snatched Bain out of midair. Just looked like Bain was maybe able to outrun him, and then bang. Latimer, the diving tackle, untouched. Quick first step that time as they tried to run the rollout away from Latimer, and he gets the sack.
So off the sack, the ball will be at the 34-yard line. There you see Phil Latimer, only a sophomore out of Broomfield, Colorado. Bain on 3rd down. Pressure's on. Colsey on his heels too. Looking to throw downfield, up in the air, and it's incomplete. Michael Hittner, deep coverage that time on the intended target, Dimitri Fahey. So Hittner almost had a pick.
And they let him jockey back and forth a little bit there too, as Bain had to escape the pressure, and he knew, good awareness, knew he was creeping up on that line of scrimmage as he was rolling out. Had to get rid of it, hitting her good coverage downfield, so it's almost like 2 steps forwards, 1 step back for Dakota Wesleyan as they had the holding penalty converted, then got another first down, then the big sack, and bring in the punter again.
Here's the boot. Short punt, but it's a high spiraling kick. And it goes into the end zone just barely across the goal line for the touchback.
Carlson, the punter, and the tight end / wide receiver. So, and as a punter, he's one of the best around as well. Him and Vandenberg in the top 5 in the GPAC. Nebraska Wesleyan offense this afternoon, maybe sputtering a little early here. Only 43 yards in that opening quarter. They had the ball for 7 minutes, but see if Francis can't get things going through the air a little bit. He was 5 of 9 in that first frame.
Been mostly defense between these two ball clubs this afternoon. So from the 20, here's Francis rolling left. In trouble, and he is thrown out of bounds, taken down for a loss too. Calvin Hunoff coming in and making the stop.
And you see at the end of this play, there was just maybe a little indecision by Francis that time. He looked like he had made his mind up. He was going to take off, try and get something or nothing running the ball, but then Hunoff closed in, and he thought maybe he could pump fake his way out of it, but Hunoff, the Bertrand, Nebraska native, had none of that. Rolled him out for the sack.
2nd and long. Francis dropping back. Short toss, incomplete. In fact, no specific target, but coverage that time from Andrew Devaney.
You know, Bryant was out there. They tried to run maybe a little delayed screen to Bryant on that swing pass, but that was in a lot of traffic. Francis dodged a bullet there. That one could have went dangerously wrong, as there was an open path for 6 if that one gets picked off.
So 3rd down, and we'll call it long. Back at the 16 for Nebraska Wesleyan.
Dalton Teifalt, the senior, at the bottom of your screen, back out there for the first time since his shoulder injury.
Francis throws the ball upfield, and it's incomplete. It was intended for Ryan Larson, but almost picked that time. Devaney over there in that coverage for Dakota Wesleyan.
Yeah, Ryan Larson turns into a defensive back real quick here. He helps out his quarterback, Francis, knocking this one free. Sailed a little bit on Francis that time, so another 4th down, and Vandenberg out to punt.
Kelby with the boot. Brown picks it up at the 44 and only scampers ahead past the 50. In fact, they'll mark him down at the 50-yard line.
Chris Ferreira, senior, on the other side of things. Fedoris, the sophomore. As Brown showed that he gets a little run, use some of that speed, get down the sideline as well.
So this will be 1st and 10 at the 50 for Bain. Pressure on, short toss complete to Endress, and Endress is taken down by Brett Kotzer behind the line of scrimmage at the 49, and we got an injured Prairie Wolf on the field.
I think it's Reeves.
It is Brandon Reeves.
Take a look here. They set up the screen. Reeves in pursuit.
There you see he went down.
It's rolled up on maybe.
Yep.
Looks like an arm, as they tend to him.
Arm or shoulder. We have an injury timeout here at Abel Stadium. 8:22 to go first half. We're still scoreless on 21 Sports.
Your life is what you make of it. In Lincoln, some are making it fun, some are making it successful, Others are making it vibrant, refreshing, economical, creative, interesting. They're making Lincoln home. So, make it young. Make it a family. Make it a booming career. Make it whatever makes you happy. Make your life right in Lincoln.
Reeves being attended to now here on the sideline by the training staff. Second and long here. Bain airing it out downfield. Up in the air, and it's knocked away. Carlson, the intended target. But Cody Eiler makes the stop.
I talked about it earlier, Kirk. They said they were going to try and keep Cody Eiler wherever Carlson was. Because that's what they like to do with Carlson. They just like to throw it out there, let him go up, try and make a play, outplay the defensive back, and more often than not, he makes a play, uses his size.
So, Dakota Wesleyan here on 3rd and 11. Bain in the pocket, in trouble, Walton on his tail, and he has to throw it out of bounds. The Prairie Wolf defense just easily getting their way all the way into the pocket and going after Bain, the quarterback, and Bain has to throw it away to get out of trouble, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Walton and Latimer up front have just been a handful for that offensive line. That time Walton just shoved his blocker to the ground and went right after Bain. See if Eiler gets a chance here.
Here's the punt from Carlson. It takes a bounce, and this might work in the favor of Dakota Wesleyan, but it bounces ahead and back, and they'll spot it at the 14.
Nebraska Wesleyan hasn't had great field position so far in this one. They started the game with a nice return by Eiler out at the 40. Last couple of punts, 20 and 15-yard line to start. Long field for this offense is yet to get clicking this afternoon.
7:43 to go, first half. And if you're just joining us, yep, it's been all defense. Neither offense has exploded for anything here, and here is a handoff. Fullback that time taking the carry. It's like John Reeder, freshman out of Ralston.
Nebraska Wesleyan's always looking to establish the running game. I mean, that's been their way of doing things, but this season it's been the passing department. Prairie Wolves' passing attack has completed 165 passes as a team, 19 completions of a school record. That was done back in 93 and 97.
Here's Francis, and it's Davis with a diving catch at the 22-yard line, 2 short of the first down. 3rd and 2 coming up.
Going to the outside, getting a few yards in that short passing game, and that's been what has worked for Francis. He's excelled finding those guys, sometimes over the middle. More often than not, it's Delbaugh over the middle or some of his tight ends, but the wide receiver and Dustin Bryant, the leading receiver last week, out of the backfield on those short routes, and then let his playmakers make a play.
Toss to Bryant. Bryant on 3rd down, scampers up to the 24. He may have enough for the first down.
Pretty generous spot there.
Let's see where they spot it. Yep, first down. So,
Coach Simple over there on the sideline, he doesn't necessarily agree in his first season at the helm of the Tigers of Dakota Wesleyan, but he's no stranger to the GPAC. Simple played his collegiate football days at University of Sioux Falls, part of some of their national championship runs, and he's been an assistant within the league, so he's been around the GPAC for quite some time.
Francis gets out of a tackle, finally stopped behind the line of scrimmage, but they'll spot him right at the line, it looks like, at the 24, so no gain. And we've always talked about this with Tyler Francis. When he moves, you don't see quickness, but he's got some quick feet.
Yeah, he has good footwork. He's able to avoid some pressure and move the pocket a little bit, step up, usually deliver a pass, and every once in a while he'll scamper out for 5-10 yards. And not the fleetest of foot, but good footwork, good awareness.
Delbaugh coming around, but it's Bryant who gets the handoff, and Dustin Bryant is tackled at the 28-yard line and gets 4 on the pickup.
Counter play here this time as they fake to Delbaugh and then give it back to Bryant, but then he reversed his field, able to get some positive yards out of it. 3rd and 6 here for Nebraska Wesleyan. He's struggled to put together first downs. Just 1 of 4 on 3rd down in that opening quarter.
Keeper, the wideout near side, split to the far side is Connor Davis. Earhart in motion. Here on 3rd down. Francis over the middle, complete to Delbaugh. Enough for a first down. McManus finally stops him at the 39-yard line.
Complete to senior Jordan Delbaugh.
Delbaugh again in his favorite spot, coming across the middle. Francis finds him. And Delbaugh almost ducks under the tackle to pick up more yardage. See Delbaugh here from Francis. Nearly gets free there too. That low center of gravity for Delbaugh.
Keeper and Earhart split near side. Delbaugh and Larson to the far side. Francis, short screen toss. It is complete to Dustin Bryant. And Bryant grabs it in enough time and reaches ahead to about the 40.
Does a good job to just catch that ball there. A lot of traffic in that middle screen. Bryant goes up, snares it, gets a yard, but through that traffic, he's fortunate just to haul in the pass.
2nd and 9. 3.5 to go here in this first half. Francis, near side Earhart, complete. Forward progress puts him at the 45-yard line before he stopped.
That's a good sure tackle by Anthony Cervantes, the sophomore from Burbank, California.
So on 3rd down here, 4 to go. Beck, make that Pieper split near side. Francis looks to throw. Delbaugh slightly underthrown to him, incomplete.
Even if that one's complete, Dustin Bergmeyer's right in the hip pocket of Delbaugh. I'm not sure he would have got to the sticks anyway, but again, a punting situation. Wesleyan gets a couple first downs, but just unable to keep a drive going much past midfield.
So on 4th down, once again, here's Kelby Vandenberg, gets the snap and a high spiraling punt. Brown makes a fair catch at the 21-yard line.
Fielded by number 1 Arthur Brown.
3 timeouts for each squad left here, so at 2:38, plenty of time for Bain and company here, the Tigers, to move their way down the field. Their whole playbook available, run, pass. You got a little bit of time to do what you need to do here and try and get some points on board before half.
And what's been a non-factor has been the ground attack from Andrus.
Talk about a lot of time on the clock. I don't know what time that Corn Palace was built. We'll get the trivia answer coming up yet this half.
Pump fake, and Bain is suplexed by Russell Walton.
Bain is giving his walking papers.
Russell Walton,
44.
And I can't believe I just said suplex in a football game because that's what he did. Take a look at this. Watch what he does. He bear hugs him.
And he suplexes him. You're exactly right.
Do you think Vince McMahon needs to see a highlight of that?
Yeah.
Wow. Russell Walton with a big stop.
Well, that's just a mismatch there. It's Josh Endress, he can run the ball, but he can't block Russell Walton that time as Walton went right around him. There it was, 1892.
Well, Russell Walton there you see. We'll show the trivia question again here in a moment if you just missed it. Here's Bain with a pass, and Michael Brown could not complete the catch. So let's see. What year was the Corn Palace built in Mitchell, South Dakota? 1892.
The third different Corn Palace since 1892. And that the corn mural plays, they change that every years.
Hand off that time. Another short gain, still not even close to the line of scrimmage. Timeout being taken here. And Latimer coming in with a big stop, and timeout taken. So with a minute 41 to go here in this first half, scoreless between the Prairie Wolves and the Tigers on 21 Sports.
It's just surprising when I walk in how much it feels like home, even though we've only been here a month.
Having a baby is a definite lifestyle change. Jason's the boss around here.
We moved in 2 days before he was born. Union Bank really helped us. They were so personable. They really got to know our story and care that we needed to get into the house before the baby was born.
We're starting a family and developing our lives together in a place that we can call home.
Early November here in Lincoln, you wouldn't think that was the case with the way the weather is today. Sunshine at kickoff, temperature was 48 degrees. Probably into the 50s by this point. Here is the boot. Carlson with a high spiraling punt. Eiler underneath it at the 46, he'll take it. To the near side, gets a block. And finally ran out of bounds, and now we got penalty flags coming out, and another late flag coming out too. They'll mark it at about the 40, but let's see what the penalty was over here, back around the 46. Maybe a hold.
Yeah, Eiler does a nice job to make the first man miss, and then he picks up a block. Dakota Wesleyan pointing against the Prairie Wolves, but then there's, like I say, that other flag over there too, so they'll sort it all out here. Short field for Nebraska Wesleyan if it would stand where it's at. With plenty of time, 90 seconds, 2 timeouts.
Again, there was that flag that was thrown out around the Wesleyan sideline.
On the return team, number 6, we have a dead ball, personal foul, on number 82 on the defense.
So let's see how they mark this off. They're still look like a little.
Would they offset
here.
Each other?
Well, the one is a dead ball, so I think it's going to go. You'll take the block in the back, mark that off from the end of the run, then move it forward on the dead ball personal foul, and that should be where we start 1st and 10.
The return was made from the 46.
The real question is, where was the block in the back? So they put the ball down at the 44, and then they're going to mark off the 15 and the personal foul. I don't think we're going to get an explanation.
No.
But that's how it is going to go ahead and work its out.
So they'll put it
the dead ball.
Yep, they'll put it at the 41 of Dakota Wesleyan. With 90 seconds remaining here in the first half. So the Prairie Wolves within reach here. Let's see what they can do on 1st and 10. Boy, a long time for Francis to try to work out of the pocket, but he was bear hugged that time by Anthony Cervantes for a loss of yards. This will be back at the 48-yard line.
The Tigers have brought pressure on a blitz all afternoon. Cervantes this time comes through, able to wrap up Francis, takes a loss on it. At the very least here, you'd like to get in field goal range, try and let Lorraine boot one through, get some points on the board before the half ends.
Dustin Bryant loses the football, and Dakota Wesleyan jumped on top of it. They got the ball back. And it looked like McManus was the guy that jumped on top of it.
And I'm not sure if it was an exchange or a hand in there.
It may have been something where somebody got a hand in and knocked the ball from Dustin Bryant's hands. Watch it again.
He has it.
Yep.
And then just a scrum. So just like that.
Chris Ferreira actually made the fumble recovery for Dakota Wesleyan. So now with 52 seconds remaining before halftime, the Tigers with a chance here to maybe set up and try a field goal here if they can work the ball downfield. Pass to the far side, complete to Brown. Brown forced out of bounds on the far side by Cody Eiler.
Good job, though, by Brown to get out of bounds, stop the clock. They got to pick up quite a few yards because the field goal special teams department for Dakota Wesleyan has not exactly been a standout so far this season.
Ball at the 46, second and a yard.
Porter, their field goal kicker, just 3 of 9 on the year on field goals, and as long as of 27 yards.
Bain again. Complete. And it's Fahey who makes the catch, gets the first down at the 39.
Well, more importantly, he stops the clock again. They're working the sidelines. 41 seconds left here. They have all 3 timeouts, so a lot of time here for this Tigers offense as they try and get some points on the board here. Neither team
Here's Bain on 1st and 10. And it's almost intercepted by Seth Wardee. He was right there. He was in his grasp, just could not hold on to it.
Just playing Seth Wardee back there. Seth Wardee, the pass overthrown this time by Bain. Otherwise, he had a receiver open. You see just and out of the hands of Wardee. Still life for the Tigers here in that first half. Wardee would like to have that one back.
Only a sophomore. A couple more years ahead for him here in this Prairie Wolf football program. Second down and 10 again. Pass is complete. And it's Fahey who is spun and tackled by Michael Hittner. His forward progress takes him to the 40 yards short of the first down. So with 29 seconds left, timeout will be called, taken by Dakota Wesleyan. Quick break, back to Abel Stadium after this on 21 Sports.
Hi, this is Ryan with LES's Save Money, Saving Energy. Did you know that proper insulation levels can help reduce your heating and cooling costs? You can check your attic insulation level with this very advanced high-tech tool called a ruler. Make sure you have 14 to 16 inches of insulation for maximum energy efficiency. It'll help reduce drafts and allow your heating and cooling systems to not have to work so hard. Think of it as saving money by the inches, $1, $2, $3, you get the idea. For more ways to save, visit les.com today. See you next time.
Dakota Wesleyan taking the timeout here with just 29 seconds remaining. And if they were to maybe get this first down, they could probably push it a little further if they still got some time left and maybe set up for a field goal. Again, within reasonable reach.
Well, as you say, the long on the year, 27 for Porter. So you'd think he probably has another 5 or 6 yards in him from there. So if they can get a 30 to 35 yard attempt, they might give it a shot. If not, they might take their chances and try and punch one in.
Bain down the far sideline, and it is intercepted, I believe, by Wardeen.
Now they're going to talk it over. Was he down?
Was he down?
Or is it a touchback? And he also looks like he might be shaken up. Let's take a look here. They're going to attend to Seth Wardeen out there. He does make the interception this time.
The ball will be placed at 2 yard line.
Maybe he just knocked the wind out of him. Let's take a look here. Wardeen. Yeah. I don't know, the momentum carries him.
Well, right now they're marking it at the 2. Again, Wardeen is down in the end zone. Now they got him up, and He'll be walking off here, and he'll come out here with 22 seconds to go before the end of the half. And Seth Wardeen all over the place in that secondary, and such a huge asset for that Prairie Wolf defense. So now 1st and 10 from their own 2-yard line with 22 seconds to go here before the end of the quarter and the end of the half. Francis under center as they stack that I. And Francis on a sneak play decides to keep it, takes it 2 yards up to the 4-yard line.
Well, that might be the last play of the half. Is Nebraska Wesleyan content just to run the play, get the clock rolling. Dakota Wesleyan not going to burn any of their timeouts. Dakota Wesleyan break. Defensive struggle here in the first half.
It's been all defense here between these two institutions, Dakota Wesleyan and Nebraska Wesleyan. We're scoreless here at halftime at Abel Stadium. Back with more in a moment on 21 Sports.
Cycle here with a simple but important message. Recycling starts at home. That's right. It's up to you to take the first step. Setting up a home recycling system is easy, and you don't need much space. Find out how at recycle.lincoln.ne.gov. Recycling is good for our community and our planet, and you don't need to be a genius like me to get started. So do the right thing, the recycle thing.
Hi, this is Ryan with LES's Save Money, Saving Energy. Did you know that proper insulation levels can help reduce your heating and cooling costs? You can check your attic insulation level with this very advanced high-tech tool called a ruler. Make sure you have 14 to 16 inches of insulation for maximum energy efficiency. It'll help reduce drafts and allow your heating and cooling systems to not have to work so hard. Think of it as saving money by the inches, $1, $2, $3, you get the idea. For more ways to save, visit les.com today. See you next time.
Your life is what you make of it. In Lincoln, some are making it fun. Some are making it successful. Others are making it vibrant, refreshing, economical, creative, interesting. They're making Lincoln home. So, make it young. Make it a family. Make it a booming career. Make it whatever makes you happy. Make your life right in Lincoln.
I'm Fred Olds, president of Nebraska Wesleyan University. This year we mark an important milestone, Nebraska Wesleyan's 125th anniversary. Join us on campus this fall for our anniversary kickoff celebration and homecoming activities. In addition, our students, faculty, staff, alumni, and friends will collectively take on a challenge to give 12,500 hours of volunteer time to community service. Check our website for event schedules, stories, and photos of today and yesteryear. All of us who share a sense of pride and ownership in Nebraska Wesleyan University have a wonderful opportunity this year to reconnect with friends, students, professors, and staff, and to celebrate all that we have accomplished together. I look forward to seeing you soon.
Welcome back to Abel Stadium. We're at halftime here on 21 Sports. It's our chat with Nebraska Wesleyan University President, Dr. Fred Olds here. And Dr. Olds, thank you very much for joining us today.
You're welcome, Jeff.
And, with Nebraska Wesleyan's student-athletes, there's some success not just on the field or the court, but also in the classroom, too. Tell us more about that.
That's right, Jeff. This year, for the third time in recent years, Nebraska Wesleyan won the Christofferson Trophy from the GPAC. This is for highest academic performance among all student athletes. Our student athletes had a collective GPA grade point average of 3.29. We're very proud of them.
And is this being recognized nationally, too?
Well, that's the astounding thing, isn't it? The NCAA counts how many academic All-American awards are made by school. Nebraska Wesleyan ranks currently 8th in the nation for all schools, all sizes. That puts us right up there with the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, UCLA, Ohio State. It's an astounding achievement, and I have to tell you, last year, 7 of our football athletes were academic All-Americans.
And with all that success and that recognition, what's the secret behind that?
Well, I would start with excellent coaching. We have the most dedicated coaches you can imagine. And then I would say that our young men and young women balance their effort and dedicate themselves both to their studies and to their athletic achievements. We're very proud of the results they get.
And there's no doubt about it, that's being proven all realms around the court, the field, and even in the classroom. The success continues, as always, here at Nebraska Wesleyan University. Dr. Oles, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate it. And
you're welcome.
It's hard to believe this is the final home game of the season, too.
Isn't that something? It's come real fast. It's been a balanced season. I'm looking forward to a vigorous contest today.
All righty. Thank you, Doctor. Dr. Fred Oles, Nebraska Wesleyan University's president. Back to Abel Stadium with more in just a moment.
It's just surprising when I walk in how much it feels like home, even though we've only been here a month.
Having a baby is a definite lifestyle change. Grayson's the boss around here.
We moved in 2 days before he was born. Union Bank really helped us. They were so personable. They really got to know our story and care that we needed to get into the house before the baby was born.
We're starting a family and developing our lives together in a place that we can call home.
Dr. R.E. Cycle here with a simple but important message. Recycling starts at home. That's right, it's up to you to take the first step. Setting up a home recycling system is easy, and you don't need much space. Find out how at recycle.lincoln.ne.gov. Recycling is good for our community and our planet, and you don't need to be a genius like me to get started. So do the right thing, the recycle thing.
Abel Stadium, Jeff Moats, Lucas Mormon, our entire 21 Sports crew. There you see the halftime stats, no score, but look at the passing yards, 139 passing yards for Dakota Wesleyan, only 64 for Nebraska Wesleyan. Look at the rushing, -8 for the Tigers, 16 for...
And that's exactly what Coach Kroom said they wanted to do. They didn't want to slow down the rushing game. They didn't want to limit it. They wanted to eliminate the rushing game, and that's what they've done.
High end-over-end kick picked up at the 10, and on the return is Dakota Wesleyan. It's Mitch Breen, and Breen is tackled at the 25-yard line.
Defense, the name of the game so far in this one. And, let's not forget Nebraska Wesleyan maybe had a chance to put some points on the board very early. They were down there, had a fourth down situation. Would have been about a 32, 33-yard field goal attempt. They elected to go for it early on. Didn't convert. We're about a yard short. So, they've had some chances. Dakota Wesleyan had some drives going. Then the interception by Wardeen slowed it down. A couple costly penalties, a holding penalty, and a big sack taken. Both teams have got into the red zone, but unable to convert here so far.
So from their own 25, it is 1st and 10 for Dakota Wesleyan, and it's Andrus who takes it and goes right behind a tackle through the middle and picks up about 3 yards on the play to the 28-yard line where he is stopped.
Is wrapped up by number 94.
Phil Latimer again on the tackle.
Good job of slowing down Andrus, but Russell Walton got through there so fast. He tackled Bain right after the handoff. I mean, he sent him 4 yards back again, and Walton has been all up in John Bain's business all day.
2nd, and we'll call it 7. Goes Andrus again. Andrus is stopped, and it was Jennings who came up with the initial stop on that play. Here's Brandon down on the sideline with more. Brandon?
Guys, as you mentioned, that first half was a defensive struggle. Both teams being held scoreless. Got some numbers for you here. Dakota Wesleyan, they averaged 26.9 points a game, and Nebraska Wesleyan averages 20.9 points a game. Wesleyan's least scoring game has been a field goal. The Tigers have only scored a touchdown as their lowest scoring totals. One thing to note, the Tigers' highest scoring total this season is the 4th quarter, where they've scored 81 points, so look out for that.
Truly amazing indeed as Bain throws a pass. One-handed grab by Arthur Brown, and Reeves finally takes it down across the 45, but we have a penalty flag on the field.
Great catch by Brown out there, but the line judge over here on the near side threw the flag. Let's see what it is. Ineligible downfield.
Ineligible, number 88 in the offense.
That's Carlson.
And he's been listed as a tight end.
Well, and they use him as a tight end. They use him in the slot. They use him anywhere. But that time he was not an eligible receiver. Got downfield and cost a very nice gain. Again, some timely penalties by Dakota Wesleyan has really slowed their attack down. That takes a huge gain off the board and a first down.
So it's a loss, and it's back at the 24, so this will be 3rd and 11 for the Tigers. 2 wideouts to the near side, and then you got a slot in the left and a receiver split far side. Bain in trouble. Latimer's there, but the pass is complete to Arthur Brown, and Brown tries to keep it alive, but he couldn't do it for long as the Prairie Wolves gang up and tackle him at about the 27-yard line, and it's a 4th down.
This defense in front of Nebraska Wesleyan all day. I know it's a screen, but look at Latimer come shooting through untouched, trying to break it up. And then just good tackling by Nebraska Wesleyan. Team effort, flying to the football. A lot of golden brown hats over in the vicinity. They're playing fast and free on defense.
So Carlson is back to punt, but we got a timeout taken by Dakota Wesleyan. 12 minutes, 33 seconds remain here in this third quarter. And we are still scoreless here at Abel Stadium. Back with more in a moment.
Recycling starts at home. That's right. It's up to you to take the first step. Setting up a home recycling system is easy, and you don't need much space. Find out how at recycle.lincoln.ne.gov. Recycling is good for our community and our planet, and you don't need to be a genius like me to get started. So do the right thing, the recycle thing.
There you see Carlson. He is the tight end. He's kind of a multitasker for this Dakota Wesleyan football team. Tight end, now the punter, as he awaits the snap. Here it is. And a booming kick. Eiler has to retreat back to about the 21 to make the grab, and now he'll try to return it. Eiler still on his feet. He's down to the 35, to the 40, down the far sideline, split out and tackled just across the 50-yard line. Spotted down at the 50.
Nice block by senior Taylor George.
It was a booming kick, over-the-shoulder catch. Eiler tries to get outside, decides to make a man miss instead, and he's just so smooth at slipping that first tackle. Then down the sideline, picked up the block. The senior from O'Neill, Nebraska, Cody Eiler, doing it on defense, doing it on special teams, as he has all career.
He will be greatly missed here at Nebraska Wesleyan. Again, a senior, as you mentioned, and what an impact he's been.
See if they can take advantage of the good field position.
Francis from the 50 throws a complete pass to Larson, and Larson is forced out of bounds at the Dakota Wesleyan 43-yard line.
It's a good catch and run by Larson, though. Picks up about 3 yards after the catch and after contact. Turns back to the outside, uses the stiff arm, carries a few guys with him. And that's the kind of pass routes they've had success with. The short, flat routes, getting 5-6 yards. Maybe having Dustin Bryant, something like that, sleek out of the backfield, pick up a few more. Skirt a tackle here and there.
2nd and 3. Bryant gets the toss, goes around right side, gets inside the 40, still on his feet, but tripped up, and finally stopped inside the 35 at about the 34 and a first down. Dustin Bryant working the route well as he was able to get around a couple of tackles and make his way inside the 35.
And Joshua Thompson, the shoestring tackle there, might have saved it as Bryant was looking to juke his way to the outside and turn it up into that open green space, but the biggest run of the day from Nebraska Wesleyan by the junior.
Francis here, 1st and 10 from the 34. Swings out to the outside, complete to Pieper, and Pieper bounced off one tackle, lunged forward inside the 30 and stopped at the 28.
Francis' pass is complete to Brian Pieper.
It was the block by Larson that got him the yards, though. You just caught a little bit of it there. Pieper spins as Larson. Great job there. Timed it perfectly. Allowed Pieper to get a few extra yards. Brought a rise out of the sideline and the fans as well.
Double wideouts each side. Bryant, the lone setback. Dakota Wesleyan looking to blitz, and now we got penalty flags on the field.
Something wasn't right. Dakota Wesleyan's defense wasn't set. They were confused. Nebraska Wesleyan looked like they might have moved early.
So a false start penalty moves it back 5. It'll be spotted at the 33.
No one was on the same page that time. The Tigers' defense was moving all over, changing calls. Wesleyan's offense, I think the right whole side of that offensive line was count early on the snap.
Francis over the middle, complete to Earhart on the near side, who stays on his feet and gets inside the 25 to about the 23, and may have enough for a first down.
Good job this time. Earhart comes in over the middle. Francis looks the direction of Bryant, who leaked out the flat just long enough to look the defender off and then squeeze it into Brooks Earhart, who gets first down yardage. Francis in that first half was 9 of 16.
Dustin Bryant gets the toss and takes it down to the 21, about 2 yards on the pickup of Dustin Bryant.
Cervantes again in his linebacker spot coming up, slowing down Bryant, who looked initially to be stopped in the backfield. Quick attack now.
Here is Bryant again on second down and picks up about 3 down to the 18-yard line. And now we got a Prairie Wolf that's on his back down on the turf inside the 20-yard line.
That is.
Again by number 24, Dustin Bryant. Tackle again by number 24, Anthony Cervantes.
Yep, it is Bryant, so he's down on the turf, and we'll take a quick timeout. 9:06 to go, third quarter. Scoreless here between the Wolves and the Tigers on 21 Sports.
Your life is what you make of it. In Lincoln, some are making it fun. Some are making it successful. Others are making it vibrant, refreshing, economical, creative, interesting. They're making Lincoln home. So, make it young. Make it a family. Make it a booming career. Make it whatever makes you happy. Make your life right in Lincoln.
Looks like Dustin Bryant might have had the wind knocked out of him briefly or something. He is going to get looked at, but he may be okay. But
all that does is that shifts things around a little bit. Delbaugh, when they have a running back spot, will probably line up in the backfield for the time being, and then one of the Joneses will come in and play some slot.
So they'll spread it out. High snap to Francis, looking to throw. Eludes one tackle. Looking to throw up to the near side. It goes incomplete. So pass broken up that time, and fourth down, and they'll bring out the kicking unit.
Again, though, Francis just dangerous enough with his feet to keep it alive, get out there, try and get it out to Larson in the route. And so Lorraine will come on and attempt the field goal, 35-yarder.
Lorraine is also listed as a wide receiver, but he's been spending much of his time as the kicker. From the 25, a 35-yard attempt. The snap, the hold, the kick is up. It's got some distance, and it is good. So a 35-yard move through the upright from Aaron Lorraine. The Prairie Wolves score for the first time in this game. They lead it 3-0 over Dakota Wesleyan on 21 Sports.
It's just surprising when I walk in how much it feels like home, even though we've only been here a month.
Having a baby is a definite lifestyle change. Grayson's the boss around here.
We moved in 2 days before he was born. Union Bank really helped us. They were so personable. They really got to know our story and care that we needed to get into the house before the baby was born.
We're starting a family and developing our lives together in a place that we can call home.
Aaron Lorraine boots a 35-yard field goal. He's the junior out of Millard West up in Omaha. And with 8:32 to go in this third quarter, Nebraska Wesleyan with a 3-0 lead over Dakota Wesleyan. A on a picturesque early November afternoon in Lincoln. Temperatures now in the 50s. We have a north breeze and plenty of sunshine. And one thing is for sure, Lucas, is that the weather this fall for all the home games that we've covered here in Lincoln has been excellent.
Yeah, for us to be wearing short sleeves today is amazing.
And a stop there on the kick return that time from Andre Lopez. Curtis Danek, the former Pius X product, and transfer from Morningside comes in to make the stop.
All the way back in the 15, and just a good solid tackle here. Takes his legs out from under him. Danek comes shooting in like a missile right here. Upends and
Curtis Danek, another one of those guys that short in stature but pretty powerful. Only 5'4" and about $160.
Bain directing traffic out there, getting Carlson on the right side of the field. Eiler not to Carlson's side this time. We'll see how that works out.
Bain's pass complete to Brown, wrapped up by Cody Eiler around the 18-yard line. Make it the 19, second down coming up.
Through the air, Bain has had some success. They've kind of been a bend-don't-break pass defense this afternoon, the Prairie Wolves have, but they have shut down that rushing attack. You know, Endress came into the game just needing 20 yards to set that school record. And he only had 13 in that first half.
He's been kind of a non-factor here in this game as Endress takes a handoff and Seth Wardeen beats up and takes him down.
Wardeen's having a nice afternoon here from his safety spot. Phils plays the run inside out. Does a nice job sticking Endress. Good open field tackle on the 4th-ranked rusher in the nation, Endress.
So we'll call it 3rd and 7 for Dakota Wesleyan at their own 18-yard line. Pass on the far side. It goes incomplete. Carlson, the intended target, and on the coverage was Cody Eiler.
Knocked it away, used the sideline as an extra defender. Carlson coming back, but Eiler draped all over him. Applies the hit, knocks it free, and he'll go back to field this punt from Carlson. Kind of a chess match this afternoon. 6'4", 215 is Carlson. Eiler's did a good job shutting him down when he has been targeted.
Carlson with a punt. Eiler backs up to about the 39, makes the catch, and he'll be stopped around the 43-yard line where Wesleyan will take over again.
Well, the field position this half has really swung the way of Nebraska Wesleyan. They've taken advantage, drove the short field. They, the drive stalled out, but able to get points on the board. And at this point, after a scoreless first half, you got to feel good about just getting points on the board. Have yourself that lead the way your defense has been playing.
And again, that pressure's off, and now it's a matter of trying to sustain a drive and not try to commit any simple mistakes. As Francis gets it on 1st and 10, has time to throw to the near side. It's Larson who makes the catch around the 49, and he is tackled around the 47, and it's enough for a first down.
Again, nice movement after the catch by Larson. Good throw by Francis in the comeback route. Larson makes one man miss, then Bonte closes in and wraps him up, but not after a first down. Delbaugh lined up that last play as the tailback, so Bryant a little shaken up after that last series as Delbaugh dots the I here.
Delbaugh takes it, cuts around the left side, still on his feet, dancing around a little bit before he's forced out of bounds by Anthony Cervantes inside the 40 at the 39-yard line.
But a great pickup on first down. Now you're 2nd and 4. That whole playbook is available. The offense has been starting to click a little bit more. And like you said, Jeff, maybe just a little bit of that pressure to get on the scoreboard is off now. Playing a little looser, a little free. See what this Prairie Wolf offense, if they can continue to march down the field.
But they can't get too comfortable either.
Got to take care of the football. That's week in and week out. If you can win that turnover battle.
Tyfalt and Larson are splits to the far side. Toss to Delbaugh. Delbaugh spins off a tackle, stumbles ahead, tackled at the 32-yard line and picks up a first down.
And that's 6 yards after contact by Jordan Delbaugh. Take a look. Right here, little fellow looks like he's down, spins out of there, picks up another 6 yards and moves the chains again. Loses the hat there, so he'll be out for a play, but good solid running from Delbaugh.
So 1st and 10. This is from the 32. Francis in the pocket. Pass is knocked up and out of bounds, incomplete. Looking to throw over the middle, but it might have been tipped away there and goes flying out toward the Dakota Wesleyan sideline.
Tigers got pressure that time. Brought an extra backer up in there. Forced Francis maybe to get rid of it just a little bit sooner than he would have liked.
You got to credit that offensive line who, for the most part today, that has done such a great job in allowing some extra time for Francis to make a throw. Rolling here to the left. Over the near side, diving catch attempt incomplete. Ryan Larson, the intended target for Tyler Francis. But again, that offensive line has become such a pivotal part in this offense in allowing Tyler Francis to get set up, to look downfield, to look to his routes on the sides, to look for an open man. And that's been key. There have been times, though, where that Dakota Wesleyan defense is just looking to blitz, and they get in there in no time and try to stop him in the pocket.
They've been bringing extra pressure all afternoon. When they just bring their 3 down linemen, they haven't had a whole lot of success. The line's been good. It's when they bring the 2-3 extra linebackers. Bryant back out there at tailback now.
So Francis with some time to throw, looks to the far side, and it's Earhart who makes the catch, but they're going to say he was out of bounds. So it's an incomplete pass, 4th down here for the Prairie Wolves. And now they will bring out the punting unit, it looks like.
Almost got that 1 foot in. Didn't quite have control yet. Earhart over there is just unable to get 1 foot down. So it'll be a pooch kick here.
Vandenberg around the 47 awaits
Dakota
the snap.
Wesleyan not buying it. They line up in a base defense set here.
It's a pooch kick, a high spiraling kick. And guess what? Wesleyan tries to mark it down at the 1. Unfortunately, it goes up about 3 yards to the 4-yard line. Irregardless, it's deep in Dakota Wesleyan territory. The Tigers are going to have to work their way up.
Vandenberg doing his job again. Another punt inside the 20. He's always pinning people back inside the 20. And all-conference punter on the season. Came into the game with 14 times he pinned opponents back there. Now that defensive front just kind of had their way with Dakota Wesleyan. Latimer, Walton, Tukolsky, all of them out there. Jennings has had a sack or a tackle for a loss.
Andrus takes it, dives ahead past the 5 to the 6-yard line, gets 2 yards out of it.
And that's pretty much all day. 2 yards is about all.
He's not had any bigger gain than maybe 4 or 5 yards, and that's it. I mean, Wesleyan's defense has shut him down. I mean, they've collapsed in on the middle every time Andrus has tried to take it through, and Andrus has gotten limited gains out of it.
There's a reason Nebraska Wesleyan is number 2 in the nation in rush defense. They've shut down powerful offenses on the ground all season. They slowed Morningside down. They didn't average more than 60 yards in that game.
Brown, handoff, and it's Brett Kotzer who comes in.
You know, it's good to see Kotzer in there making a tackle. He was trying through some pain this afternoon.
He sat out last week's game.
And they didn't practice until Thursday. Take a look here as Kotzer comes in.
Because he got hurt during the homecoming game against Concordia.
With the clavicle injury. And they patted him up a little extra, the senior from Ewing on Friday. He went through some drills, gave some hits to some of the dummies and the pads, but knows he's going to play through some pain. He's been doing it all afternoon. That senior leader, one of the best tacklers in the GPAC, out there playing through the pain on senior day.
Incomplete pass from Bain. looking to go to Fahey, cutting in from the left side. Coverage that time with Bourdin and Hittner. And the Prairie Wolves limit the Tigers deep in their own territory. Fourth down coming up.
That would have been a tough catch to make, to hang on to that one from Fahey, even if he gets there, as Wardeen was coming with a head of steam, and he's been all over the field today. Has the interception already, had 4 tackles in the first half.
Carlson back beneath the goalpost a little bit, gets the punt. Eiler at the 47. And he is sandwiched up and tackled inside the 40. They'll spot him at the 38-yard line. Next drive here for Nebraska Wesleyan. Good field positioning. You know, that's the thing. They've had great field positioning all afternoon. And it's just a matter of finishing and sustaining.
Stringing together a drive. You know, they got Lorraine in field goal range for the 3 points they got on the board. Last drive, they just stalled out right around the 35-yard line. But the defense doing their job. And the special teams. Vandenberg punt, pinning them back at the 4. Then the defense forcing a 3 and out. And again, another 10 yards in field position. Making it easier and easier.
Francis finds a receiver. It looks like Pieper there on the far side. And up to about the 32-yard line. So a break up at about 6.
Tackled by Anthony Cervantes.
With under 3 minutes and counting here in the third quarter.
Quick update on the other university in town. Michigan State fails to take
Dakota Wesleyan owned the time of possession in that first half of things. They ran 7 more plays than Nebraska Wesleyan. This second half, Nebraska Wesleyan offense has been on the field quite a bit.
Here's Bryant. Through the middle, down to about the 28. He's close to the first down, but maybe half a yard short.
You know, this second half, we've seen some toss plays, a quick pitch out to Bryant a few times in the previous drive when they got in field goal range. You know, leading this 3-0, the way your defense has been playing, wouldn't be surprised for Coach Keller to maybe dial up maybe a little tomfoolery, maybe a toss pass. They tried one last week at Bryant. You never can tell. You know, the way your defense is playing, you can afford to gamble like that, as they're going to reset the play clock.
It is enough for a first down, so Bryant did get the pickup. And so the drive continues. It's at the 28 of Dakota Wesleyan. Larson, the wideout near side. They'll move some guys around. Make 2 slots over here, 1 split far side. As Francis tosses it to Bryant. Bryant in trouble. Tries to jump ahead, but they're going to spot him for a 1-yard loss at the 29-yard line.
Well, the important part here now, you're 3rd and long. You're inside your own 30. Right now you just want to get positive yards. So passing down here probably for Nebraska Wesleyan, but Francis has to be cognizant. Don't take a sack here. Get yourself out of field goal range. Here, Lorraine can probably come out and try and boot one through, be about a 45-yarder. But they'd probably give them that chance with the 3-0 lead, as long as you don't take a sack here, even 4 or 5 yards.
Francis bobbled the ball out the snap, and
I'm not sure he was even ready for that snap when it came to it.
Let's see, back at the 36-yard line. He had trouble holding on to the ball. Watch this.
That's a good snap.
It was a good snap. I don't know if he was necessarily...
Took his eyes off it maybe just for a second. And they're going to go for it here.
3rd down here. This is 3rd and long.
Oh, 3rd down. Excuse me, Jeff. I thought we were already on 4th.
Earhart, Pieper, split far side. Francis throws to the near side of the field. Larson jumping up, incomplete. Now 4th down, and the Prairie Wolves will bring out the punting unit again.
Tough spot for Larson. Pretty good ball, though, into double coverage. Larson elevates, able to get his hands on it, but tough catch to be made there between 2 defenders. Had him bracketed well. This time, Dakota Wesleyan will put a return man back.
Arthur Brown back around the 5-yard line. Vandenberg. And that punt goes out of bounds. So 32 seconds to spare for Dakota Wesleyan here in the third quarter. They'll take over. By the way, since this is the final home game of the 2012 season, immediately following, some new field turf will be put in.
It's not just the last game for these seniors at this field, it's the last game for all these guys on this turf, and it's showing a little wear and tear. It's outlived its estimated lifespan by about 3 or 4 years. Talking with Alex Linden and athletic director Ira Zeff, it's time for an update of the field turf here. So next year, a new playing surface here at Abel Stadium.
And now what do we got?
A delay of game.
Delay of game penalty against Dakota Wesleyan. Let's quickly send it down to Brandon. Oh wait, let's. Let's go to Brandon right now.
Hey guys, as this third quarter wraps up, I'll give you a little history on these two teams. This is the 17th meeting between Dakota Wesleyan and Nebraska Wesleyan. The Prairie Wolves actually own this series record, leading 13-3, so we'll see if Wesleyan gets its 14th win in the series or the Tigers get their 4th.
By the way, Nebraska Wesleyan that is, and an incomplete pass to Michael Brown from Bain. And Prairie Wolves thought there might have been a fumble, but not the case. It will be an incompletion. But here in Lincoln, Nebraska Wesleyan is 7-0 against Dakota Wesleyan. And there you see it again on the replay, Bain.
Clearly a forward pass, but big hit.
That was Russell Walton.
One more look. Right. Yeah, he kind of got blocked into him as well, so double whammy there. Walton's had an active day, to say the least here. Making the most of his final time out here at Abel Stadium.
Taylor Tukolsky heading toward Bain, and Bain had to throw it away.
Wesleyan, Booth and the Wesleyan sideline wanting the penalty for intentional grounding. He was in the end zone, so it would have been a safety, but they don't get it.
I know the coaches next door to us, they were looking for the same thing. They were signaling safety. I know Coach Brian Keller was telling his guys down on the sideline, look for the safety call, ask for that.
Tukolsky was the one giving chase again, and that was just those 4 down linemen. Fun to watch those guys go to work this afternoon.
3rd and long. Now more penalty flags come out. It's a false start against Dakota Wesleyan.
Tigers going the wrong direction this drive. This third quarter can't come to an end sooner.
One fire on the offense, number 88.
Now,
defense wants a little support from the fans.
3rd and we'll call it 20. Back at the 10-yard line. Bain dropping deep in the pocket, airs it out downfield, and it is caught at about the 50-yard line. Reception made by Mitch Green. A first down for the Tigers inside the 45 at the 44.
Big play there by Dakota Wesleyan, unloading John Bain up over the middle. Plenty of time this time. And he just got over the top of the coverage. Richards gets there to haul him down.
Swing pass tipped up in the air. Incomplete. Maybe Taylor Tukolsky had a hand on that for the Prairie Wolves. So time has expired in the third quarter, and we now move on to the fourth. After 3, it's the Prairie and the Tigers nothing on 21 Sports.
Dr. R. Recycle here with a simple but important message. Recycling starts at home. That's right. It's up to you to take the first step. Setting up a home recycling system is easy, and you don't need much space. Find out how at recycle.lincoln.ne.gov. Recycling is good for our community and our planet. And you don't need to be a genius like me to get started. So do the right thing, the recycle thing.
Your life is what you make of it. In Lincoln, some are making it fun. Some are making it successful. Others are making it vibrant, refreshing, economical, creative, interesting. They're making Lincoln home. So, make it young. Make it a family. Make it a booming career. Make it whatever makes you happy. Make your life right in Lincoln.
Cody Eiler and the rest of the Prairie Wolf defense back out here to begin this fourth quarter. 2nd and 10. Here's Bain. Over the middle, Arthur Brown with a jumping catch at about the 30. And he is finally taken down by Eiler at the 30-yard line.
All of a sudden, these big chunks of yards through the air coming back to this Dakota Wesleyan Tiger offense.
So, 1st and 10 at the Nebraska Wesleyan 30-yard line. Bain in the pocket again. Complete to Brown. And Spencer Feck runs him out of bounds at about the 25, about a 5-yard gain. Now, Dakota Wesleyan using their passing attack a little bit with some short routes, some short completions.
And they've opened up that deep threat with 2 deep balls. Now all of a sudden the underneath routes open up just a little bit more.
Here's Bain on 2nd and 5. Over the middle, Brown had it, but he dropped it. Couldn't hold on to it. Incomplete. Spencer Feck with coverage for Nebraska Wesleyan.
Yeah, that looked like it was going to be another big play by this Tiger offense. Walton did come on late pressure, but Brown, not only could he hear footsteps, he could see that time as Feck was coming and a little shaken up. Through 3 quarters of action, though, if you look at that defense in Nebraska Wesleyan, still holding the Tigers to negative yards in the rushing department. Although Enders has 18 yards, he just needs 2 more to break the school record.
3rd down here for Dakota Wesleyan. Bain dropping back, looking over the middle, incomplete. Coverage surrounding that time. Mitch Green, Seth Wardeen over there. Aaron Bainey over there too in deep coverage.
I thought Bainey might have a chance to pick that one off. Kind of playing so center field out there, but
now it's 4th down. And
I mentioned earlier though, their field goal kicker just 3 of 9 in the season, longest to 27. This would be a 32-yard attempt. They're going to go for it.
And exactly, that was my point right there. So Fahey split along with Brown to the near side. That's Arthur Brown on the left, Michael Brown's at the top on the right. Bain dropping back, has some time, he'll run with the football, he's going to keep it, he's to the 20, the 15, and finally chased out of bounds at the 11-yard line. There was green space wide open on the left side of the field.
The receivers ran all the safeties, linebackers out into routes, and the coverage was good, but there was no one to account for John Bain. Bain hasn't had more than 4 positive yards rushing all afternoon. Turns that one into a big play on 4th down.
Swing pass to Arthur Brown. Michael Hittner comes in to stop him and mark him at the 12. It's about a 1-yard loss. (13 minutes, 33 seconds to go in this one. Carlson split to the right along with Michael Brown. Arthur Brown in motion, direct snap to the tailback Endress, and Endress has stopped Russell Walton there to stop him for about another 1-yard loss at the 13.
Walton again sheds his block. He'll find Endress, drop him for a loss. Endress just needed 20 yards to become the school's all-time leading rusher. He was at 18 through 3 quarters, lost a couple there. They're back in the Wildcat. Endress going to throw.
Into the end zone, incomplete. Seth Wardeen had coverage on the intended target, which happened to be John Bain.
And now they will run the field goal kicker out.
So they're close enough to where they will attempt a field goal.
Dan Porter, the field goal kicker from Plattsmouth, Nebraska, just a freshman. Say he's 3 of 9 on the season coming in.
They'll spot it from the 20, a 30-yard attempt from the near side hash mark.
This would be a season long.
Here is the snap, the hold. The kick is blocked. The kick is blocked. And it was Brett Kotzer that came running in there.
Blocked by Brett Kotzer.
And Kotzer with a block. And so the Prairie Wolves stop the Tigers from getting on the scoreboard. Still plenty of time though, 12:48 to play.
The special teams domination by Nebraska Wesleyan continues. Another blocked kick, this time the field goal. Kotzer, the senior, out there playing injured, playing through some pain on senior day. Comes up with the big block, and now just 3 of 10 in field goal attempts is Dakota Wesleyan.
Here's Dustin Bryant, breaks free. It's a foot race, still on his feet. They try to strip the ball out of his hands, but a big gain for Bryant up to the 46-yard line at midfield and a first down.
There's a big hole right at the point of attack. Great job by the offensive line. Take a look right here. Plenty of running room, and then he just a burst of speed into the second line of defenders, drug down from behind. A huge gain on the play for Bryant. So whatever was wrong earlier, Bryant got shook up on that one play. He's looked fine on that run, that's for sure.
From the 46, toss to Bryant again. Cuts back in, dives across the 50 to the Tiger 49-yard line. Gets about 5 on the pickup. They'll actually spot him at the 50, so 4 yards on that gain.
Bergmeyer slowed him down, just got a little bit of a leg again. Is running Bryant a variety of ways. That time a toss play, trying to get him to the edge. The previous play, just a simple dive up the middle, but they have this Dakota Wesleyan Tiger defense on their heels a little bit from their own rushing attack. Those go straight I formation.
Francis. Little play action, but he's in trouble and he's taken down for a loss. Cervantes over there.
Again, a blitz by the Tigers, and Cervantes.
And Josh Thompson was over there too.
Yeah, he went right by Eric Byerly that time. A big loss. And 3rd and long now, 3rd and 16.
Back at the 40-yard line in Nebraska Wesleyan territory. Davis split to the far side. Pieper to the near side. Delbon motion. It's a counter play that time from Earhart. Lined up as one of the slotmen on the right and takes it to the 45-yard line. And that'll bring up 4th down, and the Prairie Wolves will be forced to punt.
Well, the defense just came up big. The special teams blocked the kick. You know, right there, you run it, you get a few more yards, you let Vandenberg out there do his thing. Depend on this defense. A lot of time left, 10-20 and counting, but the way your defense has been playing, you got to feel pretty good. Changing the field position here with another punt from Vandenberg.
Vandenberg with a high booming kick. Brown, and now the flags come out as Derek Richards was knocked down. And I wonder if they're going to whistle that against Dakota Wesleyan. It looks like that's going to be the case. It was Andrew Devaney, I think, that was guilty of that.
I'm not sure. I saw a flag come down.
Take a look. Block in the back.
Did they tell you when they're showing your work up there?
No.
So you got to be
right
there. Sometimes they do, but most of the time I see it in the viewfinder.
It was look like
holding on a fair catch, is what they called it.
So they'll back that up.
And the ball will be inside the 10 at the Dakota Wesleyan 7-yard line.
We've seen earlier that Prairie Wolves come with some heat. They wanted the safety earlier on a
Bain
penalty.
Looking for Breen on the far side, incomplete coverage for Chris Heibel. Back down to the field, here's Brandon Axman.
Guys, a weakness of this Dakota Wesleyan team has been their inability to capitalize when they're in the red zone. They've scored only 17 of 30 attempts, so just over 50% of the time when they're in the red zone, they score. As you saw, they've had that field goal blocked. That's their 7th field goal that's either been blocked or missed. We will have to see today if that ends up coming back to bite them, that missed field goal.
And you know, Brandon, obviously a good indicator that the special teams, not exactly a strong point for Dakota Wesleyan. A swing pass far side is complete, and it's Mitch Breen who takes it up to about the 19-yard line and gets a first down.
Tackled by Coxer and Wardine.
Backed up with their own 7, able to convert. Good block out in front by his fellow wide receiver that time for Breen to be able to pick up that extra yardage needed to get the first down.
Closing in on 9.5 minutes in this game. And now we got movement, and it's a false start penalty against Dakota Wesleyan, and that's got to be the 3rd or 4th one of the afternoon against them.
False start, number 75 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
So again, kind of the 2 steps forward, 1 step back thing for Dakota Wesleyan. They just seem to get a good positive play, try to get some momentum rolling. It seems like there's a flag of some sort, or they take a big sack on the next play. But credit this Nebraska Wesleyan defense. They're making life difficult out there for the Tigers.
So 1st and long. Bain. Pressure on as Walton was chasing after him. He threw the ball, but it's incomplete. Michael Brown, the intended target, but Russell Walton right toward the quarterback.
I just can't say enough about Russell Walton today. So at times they double team him. That time they did not. And if you don't throw a double team on Russell Walton this afternoon, he's going to find John Bain and put him on his back.
So 2nd down and long again for Dakota Wesleyan. Bain out of the gun, throws a pass, incomplete. It was Endress, the intended target. And I believe he's still too short of getting the all-time mark for rushing at Dakota Wesleyan.
Yeah, Endress through 3 quarters, like I say, had 18 yards, even though the team just had -5 rushing yards, and then he was dropped for a loss by Walton on that last possession. And they haven't went to him a lot. They've had to go to the passing game. It's been the only thing that's been able to get any positive looks for him.
Bain throws up field. Brown makes the catch, forks out of bounds by Eiler. On 3rd down, about a yard short of getting the first down.
Coverage on the play by Cody Eiler.
Decision time for Ross Simple.
And he's going to bring out the punting unit.
Still a lot of time, even though your offense hasn't been clicking. You trail by just 3, punt it away, see if you can get it back. You're just a turnover away from being right back in this thing. Not that you're out of it, down 3-0, but it just feels like Nebraska Wesleyan has had the advantage.
Carlson with the punt. Eiler comes up to the 40, and he is quickly stopped at the 44.
Cody Eiler with the return. He's tackled by number 84, Trevor Schroeder.
So with just over 8.5 minutes to go, Nebraska Wesleyan with the football, some time to work with.
And they've had some success the last drive. Dustin Bryant with the big run up the middle, and then he also had a toss play to the outside for 6 and 7 yards. So the running game's starting to click a little bit here. You got to think they're going to try and keep it on the ground, keep that clock moving.
From the 44, swing pass, complete to Larson. Larson is tripped up and tackled that time by Josh Thompson. Thompson takes it, Larson back down to the 41 for about a 3-yard loss.
Good idea, just essentially a long handoff, but Pieper's block was about a second late theirs. Tried to have the kick-out block on the outside, and he blocked his defender right into Larson, so a loss on the play, but does stay in bounds, keeps the clock running, under 8 minutes now.
Second and long. And it's a handoff to the fullback. John Reeder, the ball carrier, the freshman out of Ralston again, takes it up to about the 45.
Pretty good yardage. Like maybe a little confusion in the backfield at first, but second effort, able to get back to the initial line of scrimmage. Now brings up 3rd and 10. It's a couple first downs. Really what Nebraska Wesleyan is looking for here. Just keep this drive moving. Switch the field position again.
Big play here on 3rd down.
Prairie Wolves is 3 of 11 on 3rd down.
Short toss, it's complete. Across the middle, and Clausen, who gets the reception and gets the first down. The former Orange Chanticleer takes it in the 45 inside there to the 44 of Dakota Wesleyan.
You know, and he was a question mark earlier in the week as well after a little bit of an injury at practice. He was cleared to play, and he's out there. And right there, just that extra, getting that hand down to keep the balance, get those extra 2-3 yards and move the sticks. What a big play and a big reception by Clausen to be aware of where he needed to go to get that first down.
From the 44 of Dakota Wesleyan. Davis in motion now. It's Dustin Bryant, and he's quickly wrapped up by Chris Ferreira and stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Ferreira coming up from his linebacker spot, and he filled quickly, as it's no secret right now what Nebraska Wesleyan wants to do. They want to pound the football. The clock is the friend of the Prairie Wolves now, just wanting to bleed that thing of as much time as possible. Under 10 here as they get to the line to snap.
Second down here, and Francis briefly did not have the snap. He quickly got it back and takes it ahead about 2 yards back in toward the 43, so it will be 3rd and 9 coming up.
Well, look at Francis here. Kind of bounces right off of his chest, and fortunate bounce for the Prairie Wolves, and then he does the smart thing, just gets it secured and falls forward. Looks like he might be a little shaken up as he heads back into the huddle. They might have to burn a timeout here. Let this one roll down and take the timeout.
So timeout called by Nebraska Wesleyan, and we will take a timeout with them too. 5:11 to play in this one. Still 3-0 Prairie Wolves on 21 Sports.
First step. It's good for our community and our planet, and you don't need to be a genius like me to get started. So do the right thing, the recycle thing.
3rd and 9, here we go. Francis deep.
Hopman.
It's Nate Hopman actually into the game, and Hopman is tackled back at about the 49-yard line in Dakota Wesleyan territory. So Nate Hopman comes in for one play, and Wesleyan will have to punt.
Hopman didn't really have a chance there, though. Not a lot of protection up front that time as Dakota Wesleyan brought a lot of heat. So Francis, who was shaken up, they sent Hopman out there for that one. Francis on the sideline, though, looks like he's going to be all right. Getting a little extra tape job on that, maybe on his wrist, but Vandenberg back out to punt.
Another high kick. Takes a bounce. Goes into the end zone for the touchback. So now Dakota Wesleyan with 4:19 to work with from in their own territory. And they'll mark it at the 20.
A lot of time, 2 timeouts left. They've shown they can move the ball in big chunks. They've got a couple big pass plays. There you see Francis on the Nebraska Wesleyan sideline. Looks all right. Him and Hopman exchanging words.
And this is where Dakota Wesleyan's pass offense can really come into play and make a big difference.
Bryant loosening up down there on the sideline too, trying to stay loose. So a couple guys dinged up. It's that time of year though when everyone's got a few aches and pains to play through.
Pass is incomplete, and really neither one of the receivers knew who that Bain was throwing to.
Well,
you had Michael Brown or you had Carlson.
Well, and Bain after the play, giving them a little bit of a stern talking to, showing them where they're supposed to be on their routes. Either way, the Prairie Wolves had it diagnosed pretty well.
Double wideouts each side for Dakota Wesleyan here on 2nd and 10. And the ball incomplete, knocked down by Eric Richards. Intended target was Dimitri Fahey. Richards with a good job on coverage.
Great job leading with that inside arm, poking it free at the last minute. Looked like Fahey might have had inside position, but right at the last second, Richards, good coverage, knocked it free.
3rd and 10. 2 wideouts each side. Bain out of the gun. Dropping back. Throws it to the far side. It's complete to Fahey. Fahey is wrapped up by Wardeen. Kotzer had to come in to finish him. And it will bring up 4th down. They're about a yard short of the first down. So now
under 4 minutes, Jeff.
You got to go for it now.
You almost have to because Nebraska Wesleyan gets even 1 first down. The game's over. You only have 2 timeouts to burn to stop the clock on defense.
Wesleyan defense trying to get the crowd into it. 4th and a yard to go for Bain and the Dakota Wesleyan Tigers. Bain over the middle, pass. It goes incomplete. It was intended for Arthur Brown and Cody Eiler. And the rest of that Prairie Wolf defense coming through.
You look at that 4th and 1, and this speaks to the Nebraska Wesleyan defense's performance this afternoon. You have the 4th best rushing tailback, the 4th leading rusher in the nation in your backfield in Endress, and you go with a pass play on 4th and 1. Shows you what that Nebraska Wesleyan defense has been able to do to that rushing attack this afternoon, and Francis trots back out for this series, so looks like he does have a little tape on that right wrist.
It's Reeder who took the carry, and they'll stop him back behind the line of scrimmage around the 31.
Coach Simple takes 1 of his 2 remaining timeouts.
So the Tigers call timeout, 3:14 to play. Prairie Wolves up 3-0 on 21 Sports.
Your life is what you make of it. In Lincoln, some are making it fun. Some are making it successful. Others are making it vibrant, refreshing, economical, creative, interesting. They're making Lincoln home. So, make it young. Make it a family. Make it a booming career. Make it whatever makes you happy. Make your life right in Lincoln.
So the Prairie Wolves also talking about what they want to do down. And with 3:14 to play, they lead at 3-0 here. Dakota Wesleyan almost needs to come up with a big stop in order for them to try to get the football back. and do something on offense. Second and long. Hand off Bryant. Bryant cuts out to the outside. Down to the 20. He's to the 15, 10, 5, touchdown. All the way home. And Dustin Bryant scores the first touchdown of the afternoon.
Well, it was no secret what Nebraska Wesleyan wanted to do. They just wanted to get it in the hands of one of their tailbacks, Dustin Bryant, try and run straight forward, and Bryant was able to bounce it outside and use his speed, take it in for the first touchdown of the afternoon.
Here's the snap, and the kick is good. So, with 3 minutes and 5 seconds to go, it's Nebraska Wesleyan 10, Dakota Wesleyan nothing on 21 Sports.
Dr. R.E. Cycle here with a simple but important message. Recycling starts at home. That's right, it's up to you to take the first step. Setting up a home recycling system is easy, and you don't need much space. Find out how at recycle.lincoln.ne.gov. Recycling is good for our community and our planet, and you don't need to be a genius like me to get started. So do the right thing, the recycle thing.
Dustin Bryant, who's been battling through some nagging injuries off and on through his Prairie Wolf career, cuts out for about a 30-yard touchdown run along the left side of the field. And the Prairie Wolves now lead at 10-0 with just over 3 minutes to go in this game.
The junior from Kilgore, Nebraska, with 95 yards with that carry. That last one officially 31-yard touchdown. And despite all that, Nebraska Wesleyan still being outgained off 253 to 206 yards, but -8 yards rushing for Dakota Wesleyan. And Endress, they've held him to 17 yards.
From the goal line, here comes Arthur Brown. Shifts, goes out to the right side, and he is tripped up on the return by Curtis Stanning.
Stanning's had a couple nice plays on the special team coverage units this afternoon. Both of them on the kickoff coverage.
Stanning again started his career at Morningside before transferring back down here into his hometown in Lincoln to play for the Prairie Wolves. So from the 19, 1st and 10 for Dakota Wesleyan. Swings a pass, Endress gets it about the 15, tackled by Russell Walton at the 24.
Pass is complete to Josh Endress, tackled by Russell Walton.
Francis with that touchdown pass, that last drive of completions, he's 16 to 28 on the day, so Nebraska Wesleyan as a team just 3 completions away from setting a school record for completions in a season.
Jennings with the pursuit on the quarterback Bain, and Bain has to give it up. And now we got penalty flags coming out.
Should be probably a grounding call, as that football never made it back to the line of scrimmage. I'm going to talk it over. There was a receiver in the vicinity, but no, they're going to wave it off.
They're going to wave the flag off.
I think the headline judge on the far side said the receiver was close enough, but it didn't look like it made it back to the original line of scrimmage, and I thought that's why they were going to draw that penalty and the loss of down.
2:22 to go. This is second down here. Bain in trouble. Short toss to Endress, complete, but Reeves gets to him, takes him back down. They're going to mark the forward progress to the 21-yard line.
Russell Walton working against that left tackle, and it is all he can do. Russell Walton just in the backfield so quickly, and then Reeves, a great job to hang on to Endress, a tough runner in his own right in the open field, dropping for a loss on another 4th down play deep in their own territory for Dakota Wesleyan.
So they'll go for it here as Bain works out of the gun. Looking to throw, complete to Brown. Brown is tackled from behind. Spencer Fecht over there. Fecht, we've called his name a few times. He's out of Axtell. And a junior. Nice job today from him, and again, the rest of the defense.
And it all comes back to that defense all year is what they hang their hats on. And today, one of their best performances as you take a look at the GPAC standings there. Dakota Wesleyan coming into the day fourth. Nebraska Wesleyan looking to even their conference standings at 4-4. Concordia is going to lose today. They'll be 4-4, so they'll be tied there with the Bulldogs.
So it's a toss to Delbaugh from Tyler Francis. Delbaugh cuts back in. 10, 5, he's into the end zone. And my friends, that would be the cherry on top of the whipped cream. As Jordan Delbaugh, the senior, breaks free and gets into the end zone for a touchdown.
So we've had zero offense, zero scoring, just that field goal, and then Delbaugh uses his speed, gets to the end zone, like you said, the cherry on top. Way to cap off a senior day by a senior getting in the end zone here with $1:23 left.
Snap of the hold, the kick. It is good from Aaron Lorraine. 1:23 to play. Prairie Wolves up 17-0 on the Tigers of Dakota Wesleyan. Thanks to a Jordan Delbaugh touchdown. Back with more in a moment on 21 Sports.
Dr. R.E. Cycle here with a simple but important message. Recycling starts at home. That's right. It's up to you to take the first step. Setting up a home recycling system is easy, and you don't need much space. Find out how at recycle.lincoln.ne.gov. Recycling is good for our community and our planet, and you don't need to be a genius like me to get started. So do the right thing, the recycle thing.
Jordan Delbaugh, the senior, final home game in a Prairie Wolf uniform, scores a touchdown. And it's 17-0 Nebraska Wesleyan over Dakota Wesleyan with $1:23 and change here in this matchup this afternoon. And Aaron Lorraine is set to kick away. Here we go. End over end kick. And Breen will run it back out of the end zone. And he is stopped at about the 15-yard line. So, not much left here for Dakota Wesleyan to do with 1:17 left.
Yeah, it looks like Prairie Wolves remain perfect here at home against the Tigers. 8-0.
Next week, Prairie Wolves will be traveling.
Will be their fourth win in a row, too. They started the season a little sluggish. Had the strength of that GPAC schedule, one might say, early in the season, but reeling off 4 straight under the direction of Tyler Francis.
Pass dropped on the far side by Brown. It's incomplete. It's Michael Brown.
Number 15, Michael Brown, is incomplete.
So the clock stops with 1:14 to go. But 5-4 overall, 4-4 conference play. Not a bad turnaround. 4 in a row. That 4 straight, the first time that's happened for Nebraska Wesleyan since 2008.
And they get Hastings next week, and Hastings was in the rankings, in and out of the rankings this season, but I think Nebraska Wesleyan's defense will be a tough matchup for the Broncos.
Bain completes a pass to Breen, and
this defense today has just been smothering for Nebraska Wesleyan.
Looked like that time Taylor Tukolsi initially had a hand on Breen. So we're under a minute and counting here in this ball game.
Russell Walton up front, Latimer. You see Cody Eiler come out of the game. Get some hugs over on the sideline.
Down to 40 seconds. Bain deep. Near side. Intended for Fahey, incomplete.
After Jonathan Bain intended for Dimitri Fahey, it's incomplete.
4th down.
Almost done with this season.
And it looks like this time they're going to send the punt unit out.
So 36 seconds to go here, and put a wrap on things from a home standpoint here for Wesleyan. Tyler back to return. He's hanging around the 47 in Dakota Wesleyan territory. And the punt is blocked. And it will go up ahead all the way to the 43. So it was actually tipped, but Dexter made it forward progress up to the 43. And so with 25 seconds left,
yeah, just one snap and a
take
victory formation here.
Some guys shoot with three cameras because they don't have to fuck with the changing the lenses with that. I hear ya.
So from the
perfect as a starting quarterback for the Prairie Wolves.
He will go to 4-0 as a starter. Francis takes a knee, and that's it. Nebraska Wesleyan, 4 straight wins, and wrap up the home campaign with a 17-0 shutout of Dakota Wesleyan. As time begins to wind out here, and that's it. The final, Nebraska Wesleyan 17, Dakota Wesleyan 0. We hope to talk with Nebraska Wesleyan head football coach Brian Keller in mere moments. But here are some highlights from what happened earlier today. Jordan Delbaugh finishing up his career here with a reception, also scoring a touchdown.
Story of the day, though, that Wesleyan defense.
Oh, absolutely.
Russell Walton, there's your suplex, Jeff. He had it back in that first half. He did a great job as they held Endress to just 17 yards today. He was averaging 138 coming in, near 20 to set the school record.
And he was stopped short of getting that today.
You know, we were down the field early. We heard as you take a look at Brian here in a big run, but that Nebraska Wesleyan defense did not want to let him get that record. You thought 20 yards for Endress was going to happen no matter what. He gets 17. It was just a fun defense to watch this afternoon. And here's Brian from 31 yards out to put him up 10-0 late in the fourth quarter. First touchdown of the afternoon, and Delbaugh says, I want to get into the action too. It's senior day, why not?
And he scores. And that sealed it right there as Nebraska Wesleyan improves to 5-4, 4-4 in the GPAC as they win today 17-0 over Dakota Wesleyan. Let's take a quick break, come back, and we'll get some comments hopefully from head coach Brian Keller after this on 21 Sports.
President of Nebraska Wesleyan University. This year we mark an important milestone, Nebraska Wesleyan's 125th anniversary. Join us on campus this fall for our anniversary kickoff celebration and homecoming activities. In addition, our students, faculty, staff, alumni, and friends will collectively take on a challenge to give 12,500 hours of volunteer time to community service. Check our website for event schedules, stories, and photos of today and yesteryear. All of us who share a sense of pride and ownership in Nebraska Wesleyan University have a wonderful opportunity this year to reconnect with friends, students, professors, and staff, and to celebrate all that we have accomplished together. I look forward to seeing you soon.
Dr. R.E. Cycle here with a simple but important message. Recycling starts at home. That's right, it's up to you to take the first step. Setting up a home recycling system is easy, and you don't need much space. Find out how at recycle.lincoln.ne.gov. Recycling is good for our community and our planet, and you don't need to be a genius like me to get started. So do the right thing, the recycle thing.
We're back here on 21 Sports. Let's, if we can, head down to the field as Brandon Axemet finally catches up with head coach Brian Keller. And let's send it down Brandon's way. Brandon?
Guys, with Coach Keller right here after a big win. Coach Keller coming into this game against such a high-powered offense. Did you imagine that you would give them their first shot of the season, hold them to 0 points?
Well, we have a lot of confidence in our defense, and that's a great running football team, but we got a great rushing defense. I don't know what the stats were, but we held them in check. out on a team like this. That was unbelievable.
Well, I'll tell you the stats. Endress averages 138 rushing yards a game. He needed 20 to break the all-time record at his school. You held him to 17.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. Wow, what a great job.
How did you game plan about that, or how did you contain him and keep such a great player like that in check?
Well, we just got some great guys up front, and with Brett behind him, that linebacking crew, we had a very good game plan. Coaches did a nice job, but it's just a great effort by some young players here.
You started off 1-4. Since you've rattled off 4 straight wins, do you kind of know what's caused that turnaround of this team, getting us back right in the ship?
Oh, well, a little bit of just experience. But we're awfully young. We're playing a lot of the young kids and just getting some experience, and you get a little bit of confidence, get rolling, that happens.
Well, congratulations, Coach. I wish you the best in your last game against Hastings.
Thank you. Appreciate 21 being out to support us again this year. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
And we thank Coach Keller. Again, a big victory for him today. And as Nebraska Wesleyan wins over Dakota Wesleyan 17-0. That wraps up our coverage of Wesleyan football here on 21 Sports for the 2012 season. Big thanks to Bo Wolf, to Bill Luxford, the entire crew for all their fine work behind the scenes, our great camera crew, other technicians behind the scene. Also thanks to Brandon Axement and to you, Lucas Mormon, for helping out this year. As always, a fun time here at Abel Stadium. Alex Linden, the SID at Nebraska Wesleyan, and Ira Zeff, the athletic director at Nebraska Wesleyan, along with the university president, Dr. Fred Oles. Until next time, I'm Jeff Moats. Thanks for watching. Good afternoon from Abel Stadium in Lincoln.
This Great Plains Athletic Conference college football game was made possible by Lincoln Electric System. Use LES to save more. Union Bank. You belong here. And Nebraska Wesleyan University, where experience is the difference. Your experience.
.22 seconds left to play. Something has to happen quickly. You can't take long to score. But again, stranger things have happened.
It's a stretch.
It's a stretch, but Wesleyan's not out of this just yet. And regardless of the outcome, Jeff, they're going to walk away from this thing with some confidence. Because this Morningside team's a good club, right?
And
ranked fifth in the country.
They hung with them. They were within 5 at one point. You can't